Let's compare the forehand and backhand differences between Coco Gauff and Emma Raducanu. First, remember, if you're looking for people in your local area to play against, practice with, and even find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, use my link in the description, playyourcourt.com/2minute tennis. And when you use my link, you get 50% off when you join. I'm really excited to make this video because there's an interesting relationship between their forehand technique and their backhand technique. So let's first look at their forehands. And really, this is all going to be based not on their footwork, because I know that Emma's using a neutral stance and Coco's obviously using an open stance. But I want to talk to you mainly about breaking the plane. So what's really interesting is on the forehand, Emma does not break the plane. Breaking the plane simply means, does your racket go to the non-hitting side of the body? So the swing that Emma uses is quite small, and I'll just show you this. Look at Emma's swing, how her hitting hand, always stays on the hitting side of her body, right? And so it stays on the right side of her body. That simply means that her swing is much shorter. And when it comes to handling pace, handling depth, typically, this is the type of forehand, just like Agassi, where you can crush the ball, but you can also stand close to the baseline. You can have a great return of serve. And so when you look at Coco, big difference, right? Coco has gone to completely on the other side of the plane. So she's now on the non-hitting side. And so if you're just looking at this on face value, if you want to look at someone who's going to probably struggle, and I'm not even necessarily talking about the pros here, I'm talking about recreational players. When you look at recreational players, club players, the ones who can keep the racket more on the hitting side of their body, like this, are usually the ones who can raise their level of play, especially against harder hitters and better players. It's the ones who go back here who are typically going to struggle. And so I thought this was an interesting comparison on the forehand. But what's really neat is when you go to their backhands. On their backhands, they actually use the opposite technique. So let's take the plane here. And so this is right behind. What's really interesting is Coco keeps the racket on the hitting side of her body. And you watch Emma, her racket goes way back. So watch this. Look at Coco not break the plane. And she goes right to it, which is fine. She's not necessarily breaking it. She's just going right to the plane. But look how far back Emma is. Her racket is so much farther back behind her, meaning her swing on her backhand is much larger. And with Coco, her swing is smaller. When your swing is smaller, you can typically handle depth and pace a lot better. When you compare your technique to the pros, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.